Ngun, when I first became a Christian, I knew that I was in trouble. I knew that this wasn't going to be just a casual hobby. I knew that following God meant following Him with all my heart, not just some of it. And I knew that trusting Him meant trusting His word. And if I got married, I knew that His word gave very clear direction for husbands and wives. That wives are called to submit to their husbands. But more importantly, that husbands are called to love their wives as Christ loved the church. And that's pretty hard to do because Jesus died for the church.
Zhida, in you, God has blessed me with a spiritual partner, a strong leader, and a compassionate soul, accountability partner, and a true friend. Getting to know you and growing with you through the 2.5 years of our relationship has been a privilege and one that I don't take for granted. I love you both.
A wise king once said, "A wife of noble character, who can find? She is worth far more than rubies." But that's exactly what I found in you.
So today, before God and surrounded by all of our loved ones, I give you all of my love, my body, and my soul. Thank you for encouraging me with a Christ-like love and have confidence in me even when I don't, and for the countless time you've pointed me to how God wants me to view myself. Thank you for patiently just listening to me and for letting me cry on your shoulder and encouraging me to do so. Thank you for loving me and loving my family and embracing them as your own. Your unconditional support inspires me to grow into the woman that God has called me to be. Although I don't know the future, babe, I promise to walk with you hand in hand through the pressures of the present and uncertainties of the future. I promise my faithfulness to follow you through all of life's experiences as you follow God, that together we may grow in the likeness of Christ and our home be a praise to Him.
What I like the most about Ngun is her selflessness. She's the most selfless person I've ever met. Towards her family, towards her friends, and towards me. I want to marry her because she gives herself for others. She sacrifices for and serves everyone around her. And if she can do that for others, I want to do that for her.
You look so good.
Oh my goodness, my babe.
Mama.
You smell nice.
Thank you.
Oh, you have glitter too.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
They're like, we want to see Zhida's reaction. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna read.
Oh,
How'd you feel?
I feel good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yay.
How's your morning been?
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's good. We're almost home.
I know. I can't believe it.
And this year, today, we're standing in your church. The same church you grew up in. the same church that your dad served in, the same church that your sister is serving in, the same church where those intimidating family members from a year ago have become my uncles and aunties today. And as I stand here today to testify before our friends, before our family, and before God, my answer is still the same.
First and foremost, I thank God for blessing us with a beautiful day today. And secondly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my sister, I call her mate, for allowing me to stand by you on a very special day that you make one of the most important decisions of your life. 3 years ago, when you left for seminary, I wholeheartedly believe that God will give you a life partner at seminary. Today, we're witnessing the goodness and faithfulness of our God, not only to Mate, but to our entire family. Welcome to the family, Brother Zhida. Not only has God blessed Mate with many good friends, including some lifelong ones, but He has also brought someone into her life to love and who will love her for the rest of her life. I once read that walking down the aisle is the easiest walk you will ever walk in a marriage, and that I already shared with Zhida too. You will soon be walking down this easy path, but after that, many difficulties may rise in your marriage. My encouragement for you today is to use the challenges, joys, struggles, and celebration of marriage to draw closer to God and to grow in Christ-likeness. And another thing that I want to remind you both is that as seminary graduates who are going into ministry, always remember that your marriage is your first ministry and your priority. May your marriage bring glory to God and point a sinful world to a reconciling Creator. Once again, congratulations to Mate and Zhida. We love you both very much.
Hey everyone, my name is Dylan. I'm the best man. I just want to say congratulations. Y'all married. You did it. Woo! Yeah, y'all can clap for that. Awesome. We're so happy for both of you. I just want to say, Zhida, you're my brother in the Lord. You're my brother in the ministry. And I just want to say, one of the things that I respect the most about you is how you always push yourself to be better, to go to the next level. You don't accept the status quo. I remember in a different season in your life when you weren't just Zeta, but you were Z double, Texas's premier up-and-coming SoundCloud rapper. I remember one time I went with you to open mic, and I couldn't believe you wanted to go to open mic. I was like, that's terrifying. You can go with a bunch of strangers and just perform your art. It sounded very vulnerable and open. I think that's just characteristic of who you are, right? You push yourself and you're not afraid to be authentic, and you want yourself to be better. And that's not just for yourself. I've seen it in the ministry that we do together at church too, right? I remember many conversations, but one of them, I think we were in the car, we were talking about this idea for accountability groups. Like, wouldn't it be great if the people in our church could go deeper, connect with each other, confess sin, pray for one another? And now years later, I say that's one of the most impactful things for me personally and for our church of the past few years, right? And God has been so faithful through that. And so from you, my brother, I feel like I've learned to want more from life, even to expect more from myself, so that I don't accept the status quo. So I just say, I love you, man. And Ngun, you look so beautiful today on this wedding day. I say, the first thing I realized and learned about you is just how much you love people around you. Your love and care just kind of shines through. I say, especially for children. They trusted you, you were like holding one of the kids, and it's like, this woman has a gift. There's something amazing and special. And so I see that in you, and I see how you push Zeta to love people better and more. And something I just wanted to share, a verse that God's been bringing up for me this year, really, is from 2 Peter 1:3. And it says, His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life through our knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory and goodness. And what I feel like this verse is saying, especially as y'all are going into marriage, you can remember that God has given you everything you need already for a successful marriage. And those things aren't necessarily just like books you've read or the things you even learned in seminary. Those things are helpful. You could do a word study on marriage in the Greek and the Hebrew. I'm sure you already have, Zeta. Just trying to study and learn. Really, it's not those things, because God has given you Himself through His Son and what He's done on the cross for us. And so as you go into marriage, as you continue to ministry, my prayer for y'all is that you remember God has already equipped you for successful ministry, successful life, successful marriage together. You guys remember His Son, God's love for you. In the good days when we're celebrating like this with all your friends and family, even in the hard ones, that God's love is true, His faithfulness is real. That the God that brought you together is the one that is keeping you together and sustaining and growing your marriage. So I love you both so much. And Ngun, if Zeta gives you any trouble, you know where to find us. We'll come set them straight. Congrats. I love you.
Ngun, I want to marry you because you're the most selfless person I know. Your sacrificial love is a blessing to me and others, and God has already begun using it to make me a better man. Because of your noble character, you make it easy to love you in the way that I'm called to. And so, Beb, here's what I promise to do. I vow to be your husband. I vow to love you and cherish you as my wife. I vow to take care of your body as my own. I vow to always give you hugs in the morning when we wake up. I vow to eat your cooking over McDonald's. I vow to share my soup with you at dinner. I vow to be faithful to you in body and mind. I vow to lead us in a way that's honoring and considerate. I vow to forgive as God forgave us, and to ask for forgiveness when my head gets too big. And I vow to lay down my life for you as Christ laid down his life for us. This is my promise to you today, and with God's help, for the rest of my life.
I vow to rejoice and laugh with you through life's joys. And I vow to take my multivitamins daily. And I vow to faithfully stay with you, serve you, and hold your hands tight both when it feels easy and when it feels effortful. I vow to personally look to God to grow spiritually each day of my life, so that I can keep growing into the wife that God calls me to be for you. I vow to love your family as my family for the rest of our lives. And I vow to serve the Lord with you for the rest of our lives. But before God and before our family and friends, it is my joy to pledge and present my whole heart and self to you, to love and cherish you forever in sickness and health, through sunshines and storm. I don't take these vows that I have spoken at all lightly, and I promise to look to the Lord and to commit our marriage to daily prayer. I love you.